Hello there, everybody. I hope you're all well. I thought we could start a new series of videos on the channel, and the idea is we're going to go through the top 10 of each position in the Premier League, i.e. top 10 goalkeepers, top 10 right backs, etc, etc. One position per video. And at the end of it, I will pick out one player for each position to make our Premier League dream team. Now obviously, if there are 11 players, that means we're going to be having 11 videos, possibly less if I choose to do the two central midfielders together, or the two centre backs together on the same video, etc. Unless I go with Amrim's thought process and go with 3 centre backs, and we get 3 videos done in one. But overall, the idea is to do 11 videos. Today we're going to start off at the back with the goalkeepers. So I have a list here of the top 20 ranked Premier League goalkeepers of all time. We're going to skip, well, we'll give the 11 to 20 an honorary mention, and then we'll skip straight to the top 10 to write them down, and then pick one as my favourite. If by any chance this video goes tits up, it will not be my fault or for lack of trying on my part. I'm right next to a window which is not soundproof, and the neighbours sound like they're taking down the Twin Towers. Back before, obviously 9/11, they're making a right racket, so let's just get on with it and see how we go. If I have to re-record or relocate, then we'll do that. Right, honorary mentions for places 20 to 10. I mean, one of these might actually make my top 10 keepers, or my number 1 keeper, but for now they're just honorary mentions. We have Kasper Schmeichel in 20th. Yeah, let's write him down somewhere. Otherwise, what's the point in having the board? Kasper. You'd think I'd know how to spell his name, it's right in front of me. Kasper Schmeichel. Okay. He had 284 appearances and 82 clean sheets. That's not bad going, that. That was at Leicester City and Man City, although he only had a bit of time at Man City. Was never first choice there. Decent keeper. He's now working up in Scotland at Celtic. In 19th we have Mark Schwartz, rather, the Australian keeper, who played for a few different Premier League teams, most notably at the end where he played a little bit at Chelsea under Jose Mourinho. But his early days were, from what I remember, was at Middlesbrough. Then he went on to Fulham. Then he had quite a long career at Fulham before a bit of time at Chelsea, and then I think right at the end he went to Leicester for a little while, making 514 appearances, alright like that, and 152 clean sheets, which is not bad going at all for a player who was not at a top team other than Chelsea, but he wasn't first choice at Chelsea clearly. So if you weigh that 152 into 514, I don't know what that is, but it's like a clean sheet every like 3 or 4 games or something, ain't it? Let's look. I mean, I'm wasting time here, but let's look on my calculator. 514 divided by 152. That's a clean sheet every 3.38 games. That's bloody impressive. 18. I don't necessarily agree with this, but it's not my list. We have Tim Howard. And you have to go on the stats, I guess. He had time that came in at Man United and moved on to Everton, where he clearly enjoyed his best time in the Prem was at Everton, where very well for them. Well, as well as he could do. He was still an average Everton side. But when he came into United, I'm sure, I could be wrong on this one, I'm pretty sure he had Tourette's. Don't laugh and don't correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure he did when he first came in. 17, now this is a surprise. Very, very surprised, because I would have thought he would have been in the top 10, but I guess he didn't have a lot of time in the Premier League. It is Thibaut Courtois. Don't know why I've done the S so far away there. Bit silly, isn't it? So, Courtois, 126 and 48 clean sheets. I guess the thing with Courtois is his best times have been at Real Madrid, and before that at Atletico Madrid. Well, he didn't have a lot of time at Chelsea, did he? Just 126 games. But no, there's a few seasons, that is, I guess, but he wasn't at Chelsea anywhere near as long as Chelsea fans probably would have liked him to be. So he had a bit of a surprise. In at 16 we have Nigel Martin, the ex-Leeds United goalkeeper, who played just 4 Leeds, I believe, in the Prem. So we're going to look. No, sorry, that's bad. Sorry, I forgot he had a bit of time at Everton and also Crystal Palace. I think he was at Palace before Leeds, maybe, according to this. 137 clean sheets from 372 games. He was Leeds keeper when I was a young lad. A decent keeper. He was in there when they had the likes of Jonathan Woodgate, Olivier Dacour, Ian Hart, Lee Bowyer, Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka. What a team they had at one point. It was ridiculous. Rio was in there. Next we have a Liverpool keeper, and that is Pepe Reina. Pepe Reina. Was he the keeper when they won the Champions League that time? Or had he gone? They've started up again with the work. If it gets too loud, I'll have to clear off and relocate. See, he went to Aston Villa at some point. I think he came to Villa from Napoli. I might be wrong because I know he was at Liverpool. He had some time at Napoli. I think he might have even had a little bit of time at Real Madrid at some point after leaving Liverpool. And his stats were 297 games, 136 clean sheets in the Premier League. Decent keeper. Next, in 14th, we have Tottenham keeper, or ex-Tottenham keeper, Hugo Lloris. What's he won? What hasn't he won really? Didn't he win like the? Has he won the World Cup with France or the Euros or whatever? He was Tottenham captain for quite a while. 361 games, 127 clean sheets. He was alright for Tottenham. I don't think he was like, he wasn't top 5 keepers in the league when he was at Tottenham, but I'd say, well, maybe top 5. But he had a clanger in him, that's for certain. Next, we have Everton legend, and he was the Everton keeper when I was a kid. Big Neville Southall. I mean, when I was watching him as a kid, he was a big bloke, and I do mean big, like really big. But he, back when he was younger, obviously he was a lot smaller, and he could get around 208 games, 62 clean sheets. I don't know, this is a bit of a shock to me. Number 12, very surprising. David James. Shocking that is to be so high up. I mean, bear in mind, Kasper Schmeichel here is a Premier League winner with Leicester. Pepe Reina did very, very well at Liverpool. Hugo Lloris did very well at Spurs. And yet David James is in ahead of them all. Very surprising. His best time, in my opinion, was when he was at Villa. We had time at Liverpool where he was pretty crap. Villa, West Ham, Man City and Portsmouth. 572 games. 169 clean sheets. I don't agree with him being so high, to be honest. In 11th, we have Joe Hart, the former England keeper, finished his career up at Celtic, played for Burnley, West Ham, had a small spell at Spurs before going to Celtic. 340 games, 120 clean sheets. I don't think I can remember too many players who you thought they're a mainstay of their team that just got absolutely bombed out by their new manager. Joe Hart was first choice at City for years and years and years. He'd not really done a great deal wrong. And out of nowhere, Pep comes in and Joe Hart was just sacked off. He was just kicked straight out of the club. Pretty much, it was crazy to see at the time. I was very, very shocked. Probably not as shocked as Joe Hart, to be fair. In at 10, this guy was pretty decent after he left Liverpool. And that is Brad Friedel. Alright, by the looks of it, I was just going to do all 20 keepers here. And then we'll pick one out. 450 appearances. 132 clean sheets for Brad Friedel of Liverpool, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Blackburn. I thought he was bloody great when he went to Spurs. What a keeper, so reliable between the sticks, rarely let Spurs down. He had a great time at Blackburn as well. Like I say, as soon as he left Liverpool, he became a great keeper in my opinion. So quite funny, we've got two Americans in the top 20 keepers in the world at Premier League, Tim Howard and Brad Friedel. But yeah, Friedel for me is worthy of his place, and he's actually the first one in our top 10. So if I'd done what I was meant to do, would have been starting off with Brad Friedel. Instead we have all these other names as well. 9, very good keeper in his time at Newcastle. After that, not really the same. Shay Given. He had time at Villa, Man City, Stoke. I forgot about his time at Stoke in the Prem. At Blackburn. I think he was at Blackburn before Newcastle, to be fair. But his time at Newcastle was his best, for me anyway. What a shot stopper Shay Given was. Former Republic of Ireland goalkeeper. Next, again, what I'm quite surprised at how high he is, and also how few games he played, probably because he was suspended most of the time. Arsenal's Jens Lehmann, 148 games, 54 clean sheets. Yeah, Jens Lehmann spent a lot of the time suspended for silly red cards. Must have been very frustrating for Arsenal fans when he was there. Next, in 7th place, and I think he's left now. I'm sure he's at Fenerbahce, but I could be wrong. We have Edison. I should have left more bloody room on this pot. 276 games, 122 clean sheets for City. Now, with the team City had, or have had over the years, the defenders they've had, the money they've spent, I'd definitely expect Edison's clean sheets to be higher than that. I really would. But yeah, Edison and Man City, he's left now, and now it's Donnarumma in there, isn't it? And at number 6, we have one of United's few entrants onto this list. I reckon we're going to have a couple more higher up than this lad. It doesn't mean they're necessarily correct, but United have had some great keepers in the Premier League over the years. So we have David De Gea with 415 games, 147 clean sheets. It's a shame we couldn't get to 500. I mean, obviously it was for 85 games away, but what a keeper he was at times for us, including his last couple of seasons where a lot of people saying he'd lost it, but he was still our best player, which says a lot about how bad United were towards the end. Next, in 5th, I put Alisson, whose name I've just butchered when writing it down, put 2 L's rather than 2 S's. Alisson Becker of Liverpool. Obviously he's still there now. Up to when this list was done, he's probably played more times since this list was done. 232 games, 96 clean sheets. To be honest, I don't know when this list was put together, so he might have played another 100 games since this was done. But yeah, very good keeper, Alisson Becker of Liverpool. I was going to say Arsenal. He might just be a contender for our keeper in our all-time Premier League 11. This man won't be, and he's in at number 4. Number 4 is David Seaman. Don't get me wrong, at the time he was playing, so not compared to now, but back then it was him and Peter Schmeichel. They were the top 2 keepers in the Premier League, in my opinion. He was a top keeper, David Seaman, back in his day. I just don't think he is worthy of a place in the top 5. He's currently 4th in this list. But then again, who would I put ahead of him? Let's go for his list. Schwarzer, no. Nigel Martin, no. Neville Southall, no. Lehmann, no. Friedel, no. Howard, no. Rayner, James, no. Kasper Schmeichel, no. Lloris, no. Given, no. Hart, Edison, no. Courtois, no. I would be tempted, I do mean only tempted, to put Alisson and De Gea ahead of David Seaman, but I guess it goes on clean sheets, percentage, etc. It looks like Seaman had less than, nearly just under 1 in 3 clean sheets, something like that anyway. But Alisson's is pretty impressive, but then look at the defence he has in front of him, with Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, Konate currently. Although Konate wasn't there 2 or 3 seasons ago. Who was it? That was at the centre back then. Alongside Van Dijk. I can't remember, do you remember? Anyway, number 3, and now we're getting down to the important stuff. We're running out of room, so we'll put initials. Yes, I know it does. It makes sense to me. It might not make sense to you. EVDS Edwin van der Sar, waterkeeper. This lad, I remember him moving from Juventus to Fulham. He had a few seasons at Fulham before United signed him. We were struggling for a decent keeper. We tried everything. We'd had so many duds, and we went and got Van der Sar. And what a signing he turned out to be. What a signing. I'm trying to see what year he signed for us. I think he came into us in 2007, I think it says here. Well, he won 4 league titles with us anyway. He won the first one in 2007 and continued to 2011. Yeah. Before he came in, we were struggling somewhere right with the goalkeepers. Massimo Taibbi, Fabian Barthez, just to name 2 of them off the top of my head. Roy Carroll, for crying out loud. Ben Foster. I don't know if Foster was during Van der Sar's time. I think he would have been. He wouldn't have been before Van der Sar. But the point is, we could not pick up a decent keeper. Van der Sar, 313 Premier League games. 132 clean sheets, and bear in mind, not all those games were for United, so that's pretty impressive. In at number 2, I can't really argue with this for what he did when he came in. Petr Cech of Chelsea and Arsenal. I didn't forget about his time at Arsenal for a little bit there. He has the record for the most clean sheets in the Premier League, with 202. It's not surprising when you consider who was in front of him. John Terry, Carvalho, Gary Cahill. At one point, they just had a ridiculously good team, didn't they? I mean, he had Makelele ahead of them, Michael Ballack, Frank Lampard. It's just so good. Ashley Cole. Arsenal. He wasn't as good, we all know that. And in at number 1, I think we all know who it was going to be, was finding room for him, was stick it here. Peter Schmeichel. And he had 310 games with 128 clean sheets. When I was a kid, Peter Schmeichel was all I knew of goalkeepers. He really was. Like, I'd watch him. As a young kid, I didn't really know a hell of a lot about football, but then I knew when the ball went in the back of the net. And the saves this bloke would make with his hands, his feet, his body, it didn't matter. He'd save him with his arse, his shoulder, his little toe. He could save it with any part of his body, his knee, the lot. What a keeper. What a keeper. And for what he did in terms of transforming United from where they were at the time under Fergie, when he wanted to make them champions and league contenders, etc. Schmeichel just helped turn the club on his head, along with Cantona and Brian Robson, etc., etc. Who makes my... Let's cut this down, okay? That's the best way to do this. It's the fairest way. We're going to eliminate 10 players straight off the bat, okay? Lehman, no. David James, no. Joe Hart, no. Shay Given, no. I need to be careful and keep count here. Kasper Schmeichel, no. Nigel Martin, no. We're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carry, we've crossed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we need 4 more. Pepe Reina, no. Mark Schwarzer, no. We're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One more to go. Neville Southall. Mainly because I didn't see enough of Neville Southall. I was only a young kid and I wasn't going on my way to watch a lot of Everton. If there was a match that I'd see him, but it wasn't like it is today with Sky Sports where you get like 500 games a weekend. It just wasn't that easily accessible. Football wasn't back then. Okay, I do see I've left Tim Howard. A little bit of a mistake. But that's okay, we're cutting this 10 down now to 5. And just in time because the racket's starting outside. Right, cut this down to 5. Okay, Tim Howard is gone. Courtois is gone. Just he didn't do enough at Chelsea. He's done his best at Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, in my opinion. Edison is gone. That leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hugo Lloris is gone. Friedel is done very well here to get to my top 2, top 4, top 6, top 7. So Brad Friedel made the top 7. Well done, mate. We're down to the top 6 here. And Seaman's got to go. That's around about where I said I'd put him anyway. When I said I thought De Gea and who else was it? Somebody else. I said they should both be ahead of Seaman in my opinion. But now they are. So I've got a top 5 here of Alisson, Petr Cech, De Gea, Edwin van der Sar, Peter Schmeichel. Okay. I'm going to do the football math here. De Gea, right. De Gea or Edwin van der Sar for me, which one? In terms of being reliable, like if I knew he was in the team, I felt confident that was Edwin van der Sar, so he stays. De Gea or Cech? Well, Cech's record, look at that, so Cech stays. Alisson or De Gea? Alisson stays, so De Gea's met the top 5 and now he's gone. We're down to the top 4. Alisson, Cech, Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar. Okay, Edwin van der Sar or Schmeichel? Edwin, I felt very confident in all the time, but Schmeichel's my man, so Edwin, mid top 4, well done, mate. Peter Schmeichel, Alisson, Petr Cech, Alisson, Schmeichel. I'm going to take, just because I feel that the spent on that team by Abramovich. Alisson has only just this summer seen a lot of money spent on the Liverpool team. Before that, there wasn't a stack spent. Not like Chelsea had. So check. Made it to top three, he's gone. Peter Schmeichel or Alisson. I gotta go with my man. I can't help it, guys. Our Premier League Premier League 11 goalkeeper is Peter Schmeichel. We'll try and make this tidy next time. It's a bloody mess, isn't it? Yeah, Peter Schmeichel, guys, is our first entrant onto our all-time Premier League 11. Let me know yours out of these 20 goalkeepers. Let me know your top 5 and who would make your all-time Premier League 11. Let me know, and I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.